A freak tornado wreaks havoc on Lennox Head. Tonight we're live from the northern New South Wales town devastated by a superstorm cell.
This is 9 News with Andrew Lofthouse and Melissa Downs.
Good evening. Much of Lennox Head in northern New South Wales is a disaster zone after a powerful tornado ripped through the seaside town. The storm came in off the ocean just before 7:30 this morning, ripping apart everything in its way, including homes. Amazingly, only 2 people have been hurt. Andrew Lofthouse is in Lennox Head, and Andrew, we've never really seen anything like this before.
No, Melissa, the locals thought they only happened in America. Now they're counting the cost of their very own, very frightening twister.
This is a terrifying result of a storm supercell. A twister so violent, so immense, it's officially been declared a tornado.
Have a look at this.
Generated over the ocean, this freak force of nature first menaced the coast.
The Lennox Head tornado. Really taking off here.
Then it slammed into homes, stripping them like paper, power lines flashing together as they collapsed.
I've never been so scared in all my life.
I've never seen anything like it. We've lived here all our lives and never seen carnage like this. This is full on.
Awesome. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
It took less than a minute for the terror to unfold, each home shattered in seconds.
And I've never seen anything like this ever, and I hope I never see it again.
Almost every home on this quiet beachfront street has been ripped apart. The top floor of Alan Farber's place disintegrated, a runabout parked 20 metres away, now in his front yard.
You can see that's a bedroom up there and just nothing left of it, and we could have been in there.
Graham Ellis and wife Pam arrived home from a Queensland holiday just yesterday. Now their $50,000 home away from home is a write-off.
But yes, it's absolutely devastating. Absolutely.
Just around the corner, this luxury 2-storey home has been gutted, every window smashed. It's a miracle no one was killed here. The woman who lives here was trying to protect her baby granddaughter as her house was literally torn down around her. She's now in hospital after being hit by pieces of flying glass.
There's just nothing left. They're just very lucky to be alive.
From the time I saw her, she had a baby in her arms and she didn't let that baby go.
The local caravan park was another touchdown zone. This van tossed and smashed. Just amazing good fortune no one was inside. The power network has been wrecked. A transformer at the caravan park exploding, causing its own emergency. Despite the disaster, there's an overwhelming feeling of relief here.
Everyone seems to be quite chirpy and reasonably upbeat about what's occurred. There could still be an element of shock, but that would seem to be my initial reaction.
As the clean-up begins, the state government has promised to give Lennox Head the emergency aid it now badly needs. Libby Stone, 9 News.
Well, Libby joins us now from the evacuation centre in Lennox Head. Libby, are there many people there tonight?
Well, Andrew, up to 100 people have registered here at the local bowls club turned evacuation centre today, but only about 17 are in need of accommodation. Now, it's understood local hotels and motels have offered their support, but many other locals have gathered here tonight for a bite to eat and to chat about today's events. Their homes are still without power. Andrew.
Thanks, Libby. Well, the destruction from this tornado is hard to comprehend, but even more remarkable is the good fortune of others who've escaped unscathed. Some homes lie in ruins, right alongside others without even a scratch. Such is the random violence of a twister.
Scattered between the devastated homes are pockets completely untouched. The twister apparently lifting between violent touchdowns. These are the lucky ones who escaped the ferocity of the supercell. In the local caravan park, Alana and David Bajent's tent is still standing.
So we just grabbed onto the poles
and
hung on.
This man's counting his lucky stars he didn't get into his car.
20 seconds later, I was actually just about to open the door to go to work, so yeah, pretty lucky actually.
The stories are everywhere. Some watched it unfold from the kitchen window.
Saw bits of debris floating around in the sky and then a piece of wood came flying through the window.
It's just amazing how narrow the dividing line is between total destruction and property that escaped without a scratch. The dangerous core of the twister must have only been a few metres wide.
It sounded like two low-flying jets breaking the sound barrier. Terrific bangs.
We cannot believe what has happened here. It's just devastated our wonderful little town.
A bizarre beginning to winter, forever etched in local history. Alicia Gates, 9 News.
Well, late this afternoon I caught up with Lennox head local Graham Ellis, and he told me about the moment the twister started bearing down on his home. Well, Graham, about 7:30 this morning, what was it like when this thing came through?
It was just an incredible roar and wind, which I had experienced 18 months or so ago, and but this time was much, much worse.
So the first thing you heard was the noise?
The noise, the roar. But before I could get up to look, the missiles, debris started hitting my house. And I'm 73 years old and I was frightened, I can tell you. The roar and the bang, the noise of the things hitting the roof and the house, it was just frightening.
But thank goodness everyone seems okay.
Well, the wife and I are both okay, and I've not heard of any major injuries in the town.
All right. Graham, thanks very much for talking to us. Well, weatherman Gary Youngberry joins me now. Gary, we don't expect to see tornadoes. What caused it?
Well, they are uncommon in this part of the world, firstly, but if they are to breed, it's this time of the year, late autumn to early winter. We have these pool of cold air drifting up from the south, interacting with some warm, humid air. I was actually watching the development of this system early this morning on the radar, just after 7 o'clock in my own home, and it was quite spectacular. You can see the rotation of the system off the north coast and also the cluster of thunderstorms that were breeding in this area of low pressure. Now, how it started out, there was a low forming off the coast. It deepened, interacted with a pool of cold air which bred these thunderstorms. One of those developed into a supercell. That supercell produced water spouts. They were viewed by the locals here, but as it crossed the land, it turned into a tornado. Wind gusts of more than 100 kilometres per hour and damage over a 10-kilometre stretch of the coast. Look, it's clearing here at the moment, but further south of Youngberry, there is still some very heavy rain right through to southern New South Wales. There will be some more storms here. I'll have more details in our full weather wrap.
All right, and Melissa will have more from Lennox Head a little later, but from now, back to you.
Andrew, thank you.